Hello and welcome back to Cultist Simulator. Last time we dissected a little bit of the lore in this game, and we're going to continue dissecting a little bit of what's going on, unveiling what lies beneath the skin of the world. 58. That they did claim inheritance of the traditions of the House of the Lathe, wait, okay, I feel like I need to reread this with a little bit more oomph. 58. That they did claim inheritance of the traditions of the House of the Lathe, but they have disregarded both its most sacred and its most beautiful ceremonies, where they are not found convenient. 59. Oh right, this is in the middle of a long... We can assume that this is in the middle of a long list of... I don't like the fact that you did this. Well, that's one way to start off an episode. And we are safe across treacherous ground. We're mud spatted and thorns scratched, but we've made it through. And now Alabdeen wants a very substantial commission on Lantern. Now, unfortunately, I think very substantial... Is very substantial the highest? I believe so. Which means that it's easy to get started on them, since you only need 3rd level, and if you can't quite tell, this circle does go all the way around. So about, I guess in theory, if you assume that that's halfway progress, you only need to make it halfway through the game to be able to do all the commissions? That's not quite right. So just to prove my point, this does require additional... So this one requires 2 reason, because it is of Lantern. And it's also very substantial. So let us... And Poppy needs a very substantial commission of Knock. Let's see... Yes. We kind of want... We're okay with getting lower level. Let me check, actually, really quick. Yeah, this is 4th, so we actually want to... We're not 4 value. I believe there's... Dang it, now I'm trying to remember. I believe there are 4 different currencies, the 4th one being the rarest, and you don't encounter it often. And I believe it goes... I can't think of what the first 2 are. Oh, interesting. We got 2 from this. Now I share the right that the Order used to summon a Kalingan spirit. I believe that's Caligain spirit. In clear defiance of the Lethean tradition, they did not offer Knocklore with a Winter Initiate and a Melius Imperative, but rather Winterlore with a Knock Initiate and the Malleus. It is not to be borne. So this is interesting, because this is... Apparently, within this order, they cared about they're both using Malleus, but it was a Winterlore Knocklore Winter Initiate. So, oh dang, this does happen. So once we set this down, that one goes away, because you can only have 1 right. Not that having 2 of the same right is useful and whatsoever, but I don't know. So not as good as what I thought it would be, but not bad. Since we need very substantial forge, let's try to improve the lore which burns. Very few know the smiths and murderers. Very few know that smiths and murderers speak the same prayers. I will examine those prayers. Ooh. Trysts and interludes. If I have a particular friend, now is the time to renew our connection. And it will be with Katkara. A rapturous... a raptures of understanding. Now, this is something I'd sort of forgotten about. My lover and I contend in the spaces above and beneath the flesh. I must match their intensity. So, right. So, if you notice, we can use a couple of other things here. This is in the affair by visiting my despair, or by visiting my despair on my lover? I understand what this is. There's no future for us, perhaps not even apart, but certainly not together. So that's not what we're interested in. If we do use funds, we end the affair insultingly. There now. Buy yourself something nice. Since we just kind of got into this, let's go ahead and use reason. Together we are brighter. And from what I know, I don't think there's a way to increase how much you like somebody. And against the Watchers, a powerful deception. Look closer. Closer still. Closer! Keep looking. Closer. And close your eyes. If we add a porter, doesn't improve it, so that's good enough. We'll make it past the Watchers. Or we should. Hopefully. Dang it. Our dread is going away, and we, other than Mystique, we completed our Trees of the Lantern lore, or our commission. Put this back. And put that back. Okay. Go back to work. Don't want to lose our job at Glover & Glover. At some point, we might actually just ditch this. Because it isn't necessarily helpful to continue to work there, but it doesn't hurt either. A raptures of understanding. Katkaro knows the way. Katkaro knows so many ways. We'll walk them together when the moon parts the curtains to peep into dark. We get a little bit of contentment. And... wait. Oh. Wait, I think this is the lowest? Have I been failing to use these? No, I don't think. I think this is the... oh, dang, I can't remember now. If I remember right, you can actually... there's a version of this that you can get from there that can be... if you dream on it, it splits it into components. And you can get, like, Dread and, we have Confused the Watchers, that's good. To get Dread and more contentment and whatnot from it. And, our studying has consumed our reason. We're okay with that. We can get an additional commission from Jennings. And right now we're kind of just in a standing pattern. And we have treasure that lies before us. So we get our additional commission, this time on Heart. And I think also I'm actually going to leave, I'm not going to explore these two quite yet. Reason being, I'm hoping to defeat our rival. And let's see. Let's continue working out our commissions. This one requires 2 reason. We will give up those 2 reason. And I don't want to use Dream right now because our reason is a little bit stretched. We don't really have anything we want from there currently. Let's see, is this the first one? This is. Okay. So this is the Ringyu's Shrine. Here on a flat rock, inches above the marsh water, is a throne carved of yew wood. bright with fungus, ornamented with tarnished copper. This is the shrine we seek. And let me try out. It's been a moment since we've done this. So 14. This only brings us up to 18, and this is 4. Okay. I wouldn't want to use that anyway because this would get used up. That's unfortunate. So this would exalt a disciple to seer. And we need the 21st intensity. And what it means by only the most clear-sighted is that only those who are of the Lantern Lord aspect can be exalted. So that's somewhat unfortunate. So we probably need a combination of improving our Lantern lore and getting a tool that we can use. And an adversary. Okay. Apple green paint marks ritual circles on the rock. The remains of sacrifices patch squelch beneath our feet as we search the shrine. In a little hollow in the thorn rests an oiled bundle of treasures. So, we get a little bit of notoriety back. Let's go ahead and organize all our little followers. Let us see what goods we get. An icon of Saint Agnes. Saint Agnes of Bohemia was renowned for her pious dedication to the mortification of the flesh. This icon marks a grisly viewing. So this is a tool of knock. That is helpful. We get a flayed tantra. This tantra is recorded as being spoken by an enigmatic individual identified as Peel, with many of the qualities of the mythological Naga. The flayed tantra played a notable part in Alexander something pamphleteering. Okay. We get a winged doll. In an attic above a skeleton house there was a window. Beside the window there was a box. In the box there was a bandage. In the bandage was a twist of clotted hair. In the hair was wound a something doll that had never been opened. I think that's what it says. And we get an additional vital pigment. It is not usual for a red this red to survive the death of the body. So next, we should read the Flayed Tantra. After we try to improve our forge. And we're making good progress. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about the rival. So, an adversary. There's always someone who doesn't understand, who understands too well. This troublemaker may seek evidence of my activities to share with the authorities. We got a wary detective. This gentleman would much rather be left alone with his pipe and his illustrated London news. But no. Apparently, some conjurer of abominations has to be hunted down like a mad dog. Something can find the time. This is good news. That normally it's easy to deal with a wary detective if the need arises. Let's set down our lantern lore. We get our commission. And we go back to work. Let's see. We made 2 steps of progress. Possibly we might make a 3rd. And as I said, we're not currently using the Explorer. Let's actually... Oh, I don't have... Oh wait, what are 4 of these? I can't. No, this is 2nd level. So let's start to explore on the continent. Little wars, great intrigues, cryptic priesthoods, mystic crimes. All past now, but what traces did they leave? And I'll wait a moment to turn these in, and we get a 3rd level, the intellect's light. So we have gained an insight. We are unfortunately sick, but as I'm sure that we have more than enough funds to deal with it. That's at least the one nice part, is that once you get past that initial hump trying to move forward, some things start to become easier. Mainly what we have to deal with now is controlling notoriety and fascination. Because there's a lot more ways to gain fascination this late on. So we've explored on the continent. For Mere Abbey, Robert Van Meer spent much of his unsavory fortune on the endowment of this monumental, forest-crowded abbey. The monks dislike visitors. Their ways are not exactly orthodox. They celebrate a something festival with unsavory figure. We'll continue to explore the continent. And let me see. No, this is Grail. This is... Are these paints? These are paints. But it's Forge. Is this paints? This is paints. Let us try. Ooh, that's a little bit of an issue. Moth and Secret Histories. Let me see. What this is an instrument? It might. Moth. No, I don't think there'll be enough here. Which one of these? It would normally be the Bride of the Watchman, right? Ooh. We have plenty of this. And if we use this, if I add Edge, I might something from behind mirrors. If I add Forge, I might contact something incandescent. Edge? No. I'm assuming not enough lantern. Yeah. And Forge, I'm certain. Yeah, it's the Forge of Days. Though... I'm actually pretty sure that the issue there is Forge. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and the Desire is just for... that's necessary for the end. Because once you get it up to the 6th mark, you have to do a final rite of ascension. Oh no. Oh wait. Oh yes. Oh my. We have a shaping chant. The proper words must be employed when the change comes. So, bone flute to summon a Kalinging. A Kalangine. I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. That's helpful. We do have a flayed Tantra. I think the main issue we're gonna have with this is that if I know this well enough, flayed, that will be this, which means that we'll either get a 3rd or 4th level, probably 4th level because we already have a 3rd. But let's go ahead and I prefer reading these first, so we will translate the text. Lock the study door. The work begins. And we unfortunately caught an affliction. Take a meager pittance. And we shall continue. Ah, okay. So this is also something to consider. Although, I suppose that if a rival takes this up, that doesn't cancel out one of our steps. It does make it slightly more annoying, though. I suppose I can fast forward a little bit, try to make a little bit more progress. Let us actually, I kind of don't have enough room over here for everything I'd want to do. I'll move locations up here, and let's try to organize these a bit more. So here are all our tools. Ooh. We should probably try to use some of this. Let's see, let's put pigments down here. And then anything else kind of sits in the middle. Right, and these should all be pigments. Yeah. I don't super have a use for these yet, but it's also easy enough to find them. Key Hunter's Garret. An unfortunate reason has kind of been getting eaten up lately. So we have translated the Flayed Tantra. Let's go ahead and immediately study it. Peel was numbered among the great hooded priests, but it breaks within its brethren and follow the Thunderskin in the endless dance. I don't recognize the great hooded priests. I would assume Moth just off of their name, but that's easily wrong. Let's go ahead and we will now do our commission on Forge. And our reason really has been getting eaten up. Even with 6. So it's not much more. We're kind of just waiting for timers to go down. I should probably work on exploring more of these, but we are... Okay, so this is a unique one. We are kind of working through adding lists of places that we know of. So here is this commission. And we will go back to work. We could possibly, you can technically just do commissions, since it can be traded for funds at Oriflamme. Once Peel had peeled itself, it had the ink it needed to write the Tantra. It had to face the wrath of its fellows. Here's the invocation it used to fend them off. And it's a Geminate invocation. The Cistern Witch has always been invoked for protection at crossroads and at moonrise and where the land shelters the sea. And it says, I believe, so use a right with Byzantine Taint and Meteoric Bullet, or resources, and there's probably a third one, or resources of equal power to summon a Thunderskin. And I know that part simply from having used this often enough. So we are kind of running out of space. This is our main culprit for this, because you tend to just... the easiest way to get the next step of heart is by just looking for, not so much trying to combine them. And we aren't busy at the moment. Let's improve our edge. I'd like a third level of all of these. And I could almost... No, actually, if I combine these, I'd have 4 of these. I could produce 1 third level of this. We don't need it, but it is possible. And we kind of need to... Dang it. If we weren't busy combining these, I probably would rather... Let's stream. Let's go to the stag door. I'd like at least 1 more of this level of secret histories. Yeah, so that didn't happen at all. We'll just go ahead and try it again. When at first you fail, try again. So we kind of are, we're very stable at the moment. Okay. Go to the Painted River? Fascination. Okay, that is not good. Although we have Fleeting Remembrance. I dreamt of the manses behind the white door, of the great space above the orchid, and the space that overlooks the bounds, the space where the vagabond once painted a river, painted ships passed upon the painted river. I met the painted eyes of a painted captain. She saluted, and her motion was like a layered movement of clouds. The sail of the ship was amber, and the captain eyes the green of new barley, and the river aquamarine. Now that I'm awake, I see those colors still. That's unfortunate. So we're not... Fascination can be a problem, but a fleeting remembrance is enough to get rid of it. Or despair. I don't think we really want to do anything else at work other than Glover and Glover. If I had picked up the subtle rapture, actually, that would have made it easier. Unfortunately, you're not going to find anything. And okay. A trembling heat. Let's go again to the Painted River. Ah! The Painted River runs from a great chamber near the white door, far through the manses, to its far edge where it enters a painted delta far cloud. I voyaged half of its length last night, with a stern-faced captain beneath the rust-red sail. As the clouds rose before us, the sailors raised the yearning shanty, and a close hauled the sails to best use the painted wind. And all the while the captain and I discoursed on the secrets of the House of the Sun. So that's not what we're looking for, but not the worst. We will ascend 1 more time. Continue working. Let's see. We have promising research. That's good. So Wary Detective didn't find anything, and we get an additional fleeting remembrance. Don't have to worry about our going crazy. And there was something I wanted to remember. The Trisupid Gate. This is what that one particular lore was speaking on. Where I'm guessing these are the 3 separate lores necessary, I guess. I don't know too much about the Trisupid Gate other than that. Other than I think only Longs can visit it to go to the glory? I have been to the Peacock Door. But yeah. And obviously I think we visited Spider Thor a couple times, so. We will pick up this Forgotten Chronicle. Last night, Ghibli was talkative. He spoke of his spoke in his siege engine voice of the histories he'd overheard in the waking world. I listened until his stories trailed off again into weeping. And with that, that is the end of this episode. I will see all of y'all in the next one.